Hi guys, Blake here with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is, oh, what day is it? Let's see, how about Thursday, November the 19th of 2020, and I'm going to do the one cast for you today. So today we have 75 degrees here in the Ozarks. I'll say that again, 75 degrees. Absolutely beautiful for this time of the year. And the last time I was out here, oh, by the way, they're running 2 entire units of water, 6,600 cubic feet per second. So we got a little more flow going on. And the last time I was out here, I realized that the red San Juan worm worked the best from here down to Trophy Run, the jerkbait through Trophy Run, and then a trout bead down below around the island. So I'm going to try that today. I've got everything rigged up and ready to go. Going to start off with the San Juan worm, the red San Juan. Got that about about 10 foot deep, which may not be quite deep enough, and that's all the leader I've got on here. The 2 units, the last time I fished it with the 10 foot, they're running 4,500 CFS, and they're running a little more today. I'll turn the motor off here. So despite how absolutely gorgeous the weather was today, we did not rent out any boats. So I don't have any fishing reports except for Dwayne. He's on a guide trip right now. I just zoomed over there and talked to him. I think he only started just an hour ago or so. Oh, that's not good. And they're throwing jerk baits, and he said they're having to work for him right now. I did get a text from Darren Sadler, Captain Darren Sadler, just a second ago. He's fishing up here Wading by the outlet, and he said he'd caught 2 on the red San Juan worm, and I think he just got there as well. Hasn't been fishing very long. So those are my only 2 fishing reports for today. I'm kind of over here, closer to the edge. Figured since I don't have quite as much leader as I think I need on there, I figured I'd work a little bit shallower. Also, whenever they start cranking up the water, sometimes the fish will move over here. Like on this side, I started right here at the beginning of the big hole on the south side. And it's kind of slower water right through here, so sometimes those fish will move for that slower water. Nothing officially on the one cast. Hard to believe that it's 75 degrees going towards the end of November here. Today we have a pretty vicious wind. Right up here it's not so bad, but there were reports up by Highway 65 of winds getting in the 50-mile-an-hour range. Our water clarity still got that table rock turning over look to it. Still a little stained. That camera down a little bit there. There we go. And I'm going to try to take advantage of this shallower water that's here behind this sycamore tree down. I know that it's a real good spot for doing a lot of things. Whenever they're running enough water, those fish will move up behind here. The split shot I'm using is that same BB, lettering BB, 0.4 grams. It still seems to be enough here in this 2 units of water, but if the water got moving much faster, I'd probably have to increase the size of that. If you're wondering what this giant furry thing on my chest is, it is not a fly. It is a new mic cover that we're trying out. But it kind of looks like a big old ugly streamer. Looks like something I could tie on the hook. But hopefully it will help reduce the wind interference sounds and some of that other stuff. So far, it doesn't seem like they want my red sand wandworm, or I needed to increase the length of the leader before I started. I didn't realize that it was that short. I already had it rigged up. But just an extra foot of leader on there could make all the difference. Sounds like maybe the Missouri Department of Conservation is doing some tree trimming or tree removal up there by the hatchery. Hear a couple of chainsaws running. Also heard what sounded like a bulldozer whenever I first pulled up here. I didn't want that one bad enough. I was sleeping. He pulled that under a pretty good ways. Oh. I don't know for sure, but this might be the first day that we've had full two units running. I know in the morning they've been running a little less, but for the most part it's stayed between 1,500 and close to 4,000 CFS. And sometimes whenever the water moves faster than it has been, it can kind of shell shock the fish a little bit. And I'm almost a trophy run, so I'm gonna switch over to dragging the 606 jerkbait on a drift rig. And the other day it worked really well. Now of course anytime I find a pattern I think it's gonna work well in one cast, it never works out like I want it to, but we're gonna try that here in a second. The jerkbait I'm going to start off using is one that we have for sale up in the shop. It's one of the cheaper models. I think it's like $5 for one. And they call the one that I'm going to use the Violator. I think that's what Nathan took to naming it. got a black back with black stripes, and it's kind of got a purple holographic kind of that fades into a silver towards the bottom. And I believe that's the one that Captain Bill has been using. Alright, so nothing for the sand worm today, but that may have been more my fault not preparing a longer leader. Okay, so I've got a 606 model, what they're calling the Violator paint job, on about 2.5 foot a leader with an 1/8 ounce weight, and that's on that Carolina drift rig that we use. And the 1/8 ounce weight is still plenty to get it to the bottom, but you will have to be a little more patient with how long it takes to get there. And it took about 10 seconds, but I'm on the bottom now. And there's a fish. Now I don't know why. The last time I tried one cast, I started off all the way up top dragging a jerkbait and couldn't get a bite. But as soon as I got down to trophy run, right where we're at right now, I caught them pretty consistently in this little area, and I think a lot of it has to do with the structure of the bottom of the lake. That's a pretty one. This is a beautiful fish. I'm going to spot lock so I don't lose my position here. And the beautiful thing about having just one hook is it's a lot easier to take out of the net. This is a super beautiful, chunky, fat male rainbow here. Starting to turn over into his mating colors. Just beautiful. Alright. Go back off a spot lock and try that again. You have to check your hooks on these every once in a while. These fish can easily bend them, especially if they get rolled around in the net a little bit. But anyway, like I was saying, this section of the lake, the bottom, the water moves through here so fast that the bottom is basically all bedrock. And I think that could make a difference on the type of food source that they're looking for coming through here. And that fish is just another example of a quality of fish you can catch on the jerkbait. Doesn't all the time produce the most fish, but it does produce some really healthy sized fish. reel it back in, just check for moss here real quick, and I'm gonna scoot myself a little closer over to this north bank. I know that once the water gets going fast enough, they kind of pile in over here. There's a little seam and a little eddy. So, try putting a cast over there. Really smells like they're cleaning the hatchery today. It kind of puts off a pungent smell whenever they clean the hatchery. Before I run out of room, I want to try out this other color. It's one of the signature series, the Plum Stupid, and I just want to see if that makes any, if just the color itself, maybe a darker silhouette. This one's got a lot of light in it. If just a darker silhouette is what they're looking for. Both the same model of jerkbait, both a 606. And something else you got to watch out for here is whenever they turn the water up, significantly, the fish will change the positions and places that they're lying in and move to new ones. So if you found a line and it's not working anymore and they've turned the water up, just kind of position yourself either shallower or on the opposite side or somewhere, because there's a chance that the fish have moved to hold in different places as the water increases. And as we come up on Lookout Island, I'm going to change to the last bait, which is the trout beads. We just got those in. I've been experimenting with them and starting to find a little bit of a pattern, a couple different colors that are working. And I did notice that right here around the island where this water moves really fast the other day, that I was really successful right through there. And so I'm going to try that here in just a second as we move into this shallow riffling water. All right, we're getting right up on the flat, so pull this one in and try out one of those trout beads. Okay, so I've got the same Carolina drift rig here. I've got 2 trout beads on here. I got them both pegged with the little trout bead pegs. Got about 1 inch, and those are size 10 egg hooks there. The top one is called Peach Fuzz, and this one was called the, oh gosh, I told myself I was going to remember before I left the dock, but well, I'll have to get back to you on that. Maybe I'll remember here in a second. I want to say it's called something like the Mandarin, or I've got that on about 5.5 foot of leader. I've got the flies, or the trout beads, separated by about 1.5 foot, about 16 inches or so, and I've got a 3/16 ounce weight, which for 2 units is about right. There might be times like going through this faster water where I need to slow it down just a touch, slow the boat down to keep it drifting right. And both of these were the size 8, the 8mm eggs. I want to get a little closer to this water riffling around the island. I think that the fish really key in on these in the faster riffling water. There's one. Picked him right off of the riffles coming around the island there. I will be interested to know which color he liked the best. Looks like he went for the Peach Fuzz, which is the one I had success on the other day after one cast. And if you set these just right, you'll get the fish right in the corner of the lip, just like I had that one. Okay. It's a little harder to get stuff to the bottom in this spot here between Lookout Point and this bank over here. The water kind of comes in and swirls real hard and it gets real deep real quick. So you might have to let out a little extra line or slow the boat down as you're coming on this side of the island. I'll go for just a second longer and then I'll have to call it. I think I'll call it right there, actually. Well, we thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll do it for you again tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Alright, so right after I turned the video off, I switched back to that 606, the Violator, on my shell over on the jerkbait rack, and it was only just a minute or two before I found a fish there. And I'm down below, I'm next to Andy Williams' house now, drifting out in the middle. So there's a chance that this could work all the way down to the Narrows. That one's just got a big old belly. Alright, anyway, just want to talk about that. I'll update you if this continues to work down through here. Thanks, guys. So I drug down just a little further and I scooted in right next to the bluff here, and I believe I have a brown trout on. Still dragging that same 606. Oh yeah. Oh no! Well, I was going to show you a real pretty brown, but he threw the hook right before I got him in the net. So we'll try again. Thanks, guys.